Yo, ho, ho, Bills Mafia and NFL fans alike. I know that it's not just Bills Mafia that tunes into this show. It really pulls at my heartstrings. But welcome to yet another edition of Bills Mafia Happy Hour. As always, your host, Dan Mitchell, Monday through Thursday at 5 p.m. EST, at least until training camp starts. I'm very excited. I've been working on my overall airing schedule for when the season begins. And in my eyes, the season begins when there's training camp, right? Especially during this leading up to preseason games, regular season games. I've been hard at work trying to figure out what sort of shows that I could realistically put out for you guys. We're still going to keep we're still going to keep the morning show at 11 a.m. EST from Monday through Friday, happy hour Monday through Thursday at 5 p.m. EST. And then I'm going to be adding a bunch of other stuff as well, especially leading up into actual games, right? I'm excited about bringing on other fans that the Buffalo Bills just so happen to be playing, like a fan v fan sort of episode. You guys are going to be getting back my overall videos where I come up with some really crazy title that draws a lot of negative feedback from the opposing fan bases, right? I'm not sure how long you guys have been watching my videos, but for the longest time, I would put out things such as the Buffalo Bills are going to murder the New England Patriots, or we're going to disembowel the Miami Dolphins, or something along those lines. It gets people very upset, but hard at work, and I'm very excited to announce that. Ladies and gents, as always, Bills Mafia Happy Hour is brought to you by Bocce Club Pizza. Now, let me tell you what. Best pizza in Buffalo, hands down. You guys already know how I feel about pizza in the Western New York area. This place, hands down, the best. I don't care what restaurant that you put in the live chat. Dan, you got to try it. I'm loyal to these guys. So you want to know why? Their pizza melts in your mouth. Best thing you can do is simply just go to their website at bocceclubpizza.com and go to national delivery. It doesn't matter if you are in Buffalo, right? They are literally shipping across the entire United States. So if you're not in Buffalo, or you want to send somebody a gift, a nice little taste at home, Bocce Club Pizza, hands down. Great delivery service, delicious pie. I just ordered a chicken finger pizza today, so I'm excited for that to come. My birthday is going to be on Sunday, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to get it by Friday or Saturday, because I'm having a bunch of people over my place beforehand. And I want all these Southern people, to try out what real pizza tastes like. Definitely hop on the train, ladies and gents. And once again, thank you, Bocce Club Pizza, for being a sponsor to Bills Mafia Happy Hour and my channel for now and through the rest of the damn season. What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's doing well. And you know what? I was thinking about an hour or so right before I went live. I was like, what the hell can I talk about, right? And I feel that this is actually a pretty polarizing topic, because as much as I want to come out here and say, listen, and so the Bills are absolutely going to run away with this division, which, spoiler alert, and so I do think that we will win. Run away with the division is a bit of a stretch. But now what I got to think about, right? So now what I got to think about is, what record do the Buffalo Bills realistically need to achieve in order for us to win the AFC East, right? Because let's be honest with ourselves, right? Not only is our division difficult, we have a very difficult schedule in general, all right? I'm sure that you guys have looked at this schedule a million times, realistically. But let's just take a sneak peek, right? Buffalo Bills schedule 2023. And granted, don't get me wrong, the rest of the AFC East has a schedule that is equally as difficult, if not worse, than the Buffalo Bills. But there's a lot of things that we need to take a look at, guys. We really do, right? I mean, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real fast so we can get a good idea of how this plays out. But, I mean, literally that Jets game is going to be difficult. I think week 2 and 3 is going to be completely fine with the Raiders and the Commanders. Dolphins is always going to be difficult. Jags is going to be difficult. Really every single divisional game that we play, then plus obviously we have the Bengals. We have the Eagles, we have the Kansas City Chiefs, we have the Cowboys, who are still a very good team. I know that all of us love laughing at them, but they are a very good team. Things are going to be very interesting there. And then the Chargers are also a very good team, too. So we have a damn gauntlet this year. There's no more cupcake schedule, okay? And say, for example, that we go better than 13-4. We go 13-4 or better will be wildly impressive. And I absolutely appreciate that. Let's go ahead and hit this chat real fast. What is going on? Done 717. All right, yeah. Let me double check. For some reason, it said my microphone was unplugged. Boom. There you go. A lot better. Where is the invite right to my birthday party on Sunday? I mean, let me know if you were in the South Carolina area. Let me know it's good. Everyone's always invited. We're planning on going absolutely crazy. What's up, Dan? Since my YouTube notifications finally decided to stick. That's fantastic. It really, really is. I've been having a lot of trouble as of late with making sure that when you guys put those YouTube notifications on, that they actually let you know that I am live for Bill's Mafia Happy Hour. I'm glad that it decided to make that happen. Dan, and so I'm not a Bills fan, but love listening to all of your guys' take from the roundtable, even Master at Work. JD, listen, that's fantastic. You're going to get your fix tonight, okay? The AFC East roundtable is at 8 p.m. EST this evening, so everybody make sure that you go on ahead, subscribe to that channel, and put your notifications on for that. We are going to be live at 8 p.m., and we have a pretty exciting show, I would say. I think it's going to be more so of like a Q&A, exclusive live stream Q&A sort of thing. And I think that we're going to make the show about you guys. So it's going to be very, very exciting when it comes into it. We have Cameron coming in, already saying 13-4. And I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere in the live chat that it was your birthday. If that is the case, Cameron, happy birthday, brother. Really hope that you decided to have some sort of exciting plans. And so is it weird that even though the Chiefs are the mountaintop, that I'm more worried about the Bengals this year? Also 13-4. So here's the deal, man, right? I think the Bengals had a very impressive offense, and the Bengals did end up improving their offensive line with Orlando Brown Jr. I'm still very concerned about their safeties, right? Like they lost both of their safeties who were absolute studs last year. Cincinnati's defense wasn't talked about enough. And so about how effective they were. They have massive holes right within that secondary. And while I still see them obviously being a playoff team, I still see them being a 13-win team. Because first off, that AFC North division, it's cupcake, bro. It's cupcake. Honestly, let's go ahead and check out Cincinnati Bengals schedule, because that entire division has the cupcake schedule. I absolutely would love to see what's going on, right? So right outside of their divisional games, they have the Rams, stupid win. Titans, stupid win. Cardinals, stupid win. Seahawks, I think they'll crush the Seahawks. Niners is going to be difficult for them. Bills, obviously, is going to be a challenge. But Texans, they have the Colts, the Vikings. Yeah, dude, they have a bunch of give me games this year. And it's the same thing for the AFC North, right? I think that when it comes into overall records of who's going to have the best records as far as all of the divisions are concerned, I think it's going to be the AFC North. And for a while, I was sitting here thinking, hey, I think there's a strong possibility that 3 teams from the AFC East could make the playoffs. After I saw the Bengals schedule, the Steelers schedule, the Ravens schedule, the Browns schedule, I think that might be the division that has a 3-team sort of representation from when it comes out. We have Dante Jackson saying, hey, Dan, what's up with that misleading info on your live stream earlier? I am not entirely sure what you mean, brother. I know what you mean. If you want to elaborate, let me know. And if I did give you any sort of misleading information, it certainly wasn't on purpose. We are sweeping the division. Spin's coming in. He is giving us all of the confidence in the world that we absolutely need. Honestly, man, I think that what the Buffalo Bills truly need for us to win the division and then seed where we want to, it's got to be 12-5. And so I think it's got to be 12-5. I think 13-4 would be a hell of a lot better, because say that we're 12-5, I think that there's a strong possibility that I think the Jets or the Dolphins, if they can all stay healthy, can probably get to around that exact same record. And then it would come down into tiebreakers, which we don't want that to occur. I think 12-5 is safe. 13-4 would make me sleep a hell of a lot better if somebody were to give me our final record. But I think 12-5 at least. Absolutely. Mike Green. And so I'd be down for that 3-hour drive, but I have to work Sunday. Oh, hey, man, listen, I totally get it. I totally get it, my friend. I mean, next time you're in South Carolina, let me know. So I'm always down to hit the beach or something like that. I'm down to go to a happy hour, have a beer or two. Just let me know. Scott F says, what's up, Dan? Since YouTube notifications suck, I clicked on early and my wife goes, ew, is that Josh? She wants you to use a picture of good-looking Josh. Interesting, Scott. Okay, so let me know. Like, have your wife show you a couple of pictures of Josh Allen, and let me know. Send them to me personally, those pictures, and then from now on, I will exclusively use those anytime I include Josh Allen onto any one of my thumbnails. There you go. You will need 12-5, a Bills record, more likely 9-8. You spelled Dolphins wrong, Glenn. Glenn, you're trolling. Don't work. I love it, though. We fight the Bears. Oh, we don't play the Bears this year. Or we fight the Bears? Yeah. Man, I love you guys. And so as long as we win our division, 12-5. And Arturo, I could 1,000% agree with you there. I think 12-5 might cut it close, though. I feel like 12-5 for the Buffalo Bills is going to make us sweat a little bit. Definitely going to make us sweat, because I can see a lot of teams being very close, and I see at least 2 teams in this division that are more than capable of having that same record based off of their schedules alone. So, I mean, it's tough. It really is. Because, so you have to think about it, right? And so you have to think about it. So we play the Jacksonville Jaguars this year, okay? Because they finished first in the AFC South. So normally how it goes is that we just play like the first place team of, right? And so we play the first place team of the AFC South. I'm pretty sure that's how it's structured. Let me take a look at the Miami Dolphins. Let me take a look at the Miami Dolphins schedule, and then that is going to answer my question right over there. So the Chargers, we play them as well. I got to see who they're playing from the AFC South. Yeah. So then it was the Dolphins and the Titans. So the Dolphins will have to play the second seed of the AFC South. The Jets would have to play the third in the AFC South. And then the Pats would have to play in the, vice versa. So that's an easy steal as well. So 12-5 might be a little bit, I don't know, right? Because they ended up getting the better hand in that situation when it came down into the schedule. So 12-5, man, I'm going to have to think that we're going to have to go 13-4. I really am. And we're going to have to perform this year for sure. And don't get me wrong, there are 1,000 like different scenarios that can occur, right? I mean, several teams are going to lose games that they should win, and they're going to win games that they should have 1,000% lost. It's how football operates. So we'll need to see how that plays out. Dante Jenkins says, we know better. So the Browns in the AFC North. Browns win the AFC North. I see that. 110%. Hunt is still a free agent as of right now. Listen, guys, I think that like Hunt would be interesting, but I feel like everybody is sleeping on Damian Harris, man. I feel like that's all we need. Right now, like our running back room is everything that we need, and to be completely honest with ourselves. I'm fine with Damian Harris. I'm fine with James Cook, and I'm fine with Latavius Murray. I am very happy with that running back by committee. I am very happy. with that running back by committee. Let me go back to the Buffalo Bills schedule as well, because there it is. Because that's exactly what we're talking about, ladies and gents. That's exactly what we're talking about here. Gabriel is coming in saying, Dan, is Richie going to be on the roundtable tonight? He adds a lot to the show. He is. He is finally going to be back on the show. He was on vacation somewhere in California. I feel like everybody in football media has been taking just weeks and weeks off since there's nothing to talk about. I mean, even if you tune into like Good Morning Football, I have no idea who anybody is, right? It's all just a bunch of, fill-ins for the most part, not the usual faces. Same thing with major sort of sportscasters. Right now, it's not only and so a slow time for football, it's a slow time for literally everything right now, right? Like really the only main sport that's going on right now is Major League Baseball during the regular season. Nobody follows regular season baseball, right? And so I'll watch a game here and there, but it's like a really slow time in sports right now. So I think Richie just ended up taking advantage of the time off. Has to be 12-5, no less, 100%, 110%, as you would say, Dan. I love that. We play the Bears in the preseason, I believe. And so I think I caused a bit of confusion because I pulled up the Cincinnati Bengals schedule because I was trying to figure something out. Vegas has the over-under at 10.5. Chiefs are at 11. So Vegas has us at 10.5 wins. That's pretty high, especially if the Chiefs, say that the Chiefs are at 11. And so I'm not saying that we're not going to win more than 10.5. We definitely are, but those odds are definitely high. I love that. Spin is coming in. Yes, we play first place of last year's standing from the South and North, and also the first place of the extra NFC opponent. Yeah, so that also makes our schedule relatively difficult as well, which is going to be tough. And while all the second, third, and fourth, I'm not saying that they're going to be give me games by no stretch of the imagination, but we're just going to have to, I don't know. Dan, we do play the Bears August 26th. Let's see. Not worried, because we've played the first place teams in the last 2 or 3 years. Me neither, brother. Me neither. Preseason, sneaky take. If Tua goes down, Finns will be better than Mike White. Oh, man. Listen, I like Mike White. And so I think he was a good quarterback. I think that they probably should have just rode with him throughout so the rest of the season. I know he had that rib injury and he couldn't control it for the most part, but they just kept sitting him and benching him and stuff when he was winning games for him. I thought he was a solid thing. You take the division games out, and Buffalo has the hardest schedule by far. I mean, this is the thing about the Buffalo Bills, man. We play high-rated competition, especially in the regular season, very, very well. We have historically since Josh Allen has been there. It's just against the teams that are average, but then they just come out and they show out. That's what's going to be different. So Dolphins play pretty much almost the same teams. Yeah, for the most part, they do. So I think the team who wins the division will have around 11 wins tops. Wow, you're saying 11 wins in general? 11 wins. That's wild, man. Absolutely wild. 11 wins, huh? Schedule's difficult, but definitely don't sleep on the talent that's on this AFC East division. And so he'll get bent in half again by Milano. Shit. And so we just need Harris and to still be active come playoff time. Listen, man, if that guy can give us 17 games plus the playoffs, I am a happy, happy person. Hasn't been done in quite some time. Tua maybe last until week 4 or week 5. Mike Lazinski is coming in. He does not have a lot of faith in Tua staying healthy. I mean, I certainly hope that he does stay healthy, right? And so I certainly hope that he does. I mean, definitely would never wish an injury on any player. I could care less what team that he's on. But, I mean, history repeats itself, right? And one thing I've noticed, once a player catches that injury bug, it's very difficult for him to, sort of persevere through that or overcome it. And I don't think Tua has been much different. He just has to stay healthy this year in order for it to work. So hopefully we keep Latavius Murray. Him and Harris will be a great weapon in the red zone. Arturo, 110%. I feel like a lot of Bills fans have been excited about like Leonard Floyd on our defensive line, or they've been upset about this, upset about that. But I rarely hear anybody hyping up our running back room as far as what Brandon Beane did. I thought that Brandon Beane completely turned it over on its head, and those two players are wildly sneaky good. They still got it. They're power backs, what we need, and then we can go from there. Yeah, I'm so desperate. I've been watching the CFL. You've been watching the CFL, Roscoe? I kind of like that, dude. Maybe I'll start watching the CFL. So are there any notable players that were NFL busts that are out there? So that are still balling out? I would love to see that. And so I bet you we do get them yards. And so everyone in the AFC East will have at least 7 wins or worse. Ballsy take. Someone on Facebook said Miami versus 49ers is Super Bowl. And so I had to put a Mike Tyson laughing gif in the comments. Must have been a Dolphins fan. I mean, I could definitely see the Niners being in the Super Bowl. That's something that I'm going to pick, but we'll see. And so there's going to be a lot of splits in the division. I see us splitting with the Dolphins and the Jets this year. I really hope we sweep the Pats. I see the Dolphins and the Jets. I think it's very realistic. I mean, and so I definitely see it being very realistic that the Patriots come out with a couple of divisional wins this year. Don't think that they're going to be swept by all 3 of us. They're going to split with one of us. I just don't know what team it's going to be. I hope it's not the damn Bills. I really hope it's not the damn Bills. And so I'm worried about our backup quarterback, Kyle Allen. I mean, I would say that he's probably the worst backup quarterback we have had since Josh Allen, right? I mean, and so Barkley had that 1 win, but Barkley's probably going to be cut and he'll be on the practice squad. He'll be something like that. I did like Mitch Trubisky. I thought that Mitch Trubisky was the best backup quarterback that we had. I certainly believe that. I liked Case Keenum. He was a little old, but I don't think that Kyle Allen is as bad as everybody thinks that he is, right? I do think that he's the worst one that we've ever had as far as talent-wise, as far as my confidence would be if Josh somehow can play 17 games this regular season. But we'll see. And so I've been keeping an eye on the week 1 line. Bills are -1 over the Jets. And so if we slip to +1, then pound the teasers. I love that. Look at that guy. And so if Tyreek is suspended till week 4, we beat the Dolphins. And so we beat the Dolphins regardless on week 4. It's in Buffalo. And so it's in Buffalo, bro. And so I don't think the Dolphins have beat us in fact, I'm curious. When was the last time the Dolphins beat Dolphins beat Bills in Buffalo? Okay, this is interesting. Last time this went down, right? So the Miami Dolphins beat the Bills 21-19 on September 15th. On September 25th, excuse me. So on the 25th, that was the last time they did. The last time that they beat us in Buffalo was in 2016. 17, 18, 19. 7 years ago was the last time that they beat us. That was the Rex Ryan. Yeah. That was a Rex Ryan year right there, ladies and gents. And so they had our number for a while. Yeah, they definitely did. But last time they beat us in Buffalo was in 2016. So I'm not Like, I'm not seeing the Dolphins beating us in Buffalo. And so even your fans know that Tua is better than Allen. They are hoping. Dude, that's just satire at that point. That's just absolute satire. So Tua should not play against the Bills because every time Tua plays against the Bills, he gets destroyed by either AJ Epinesa knocking into last year or Milano breaking him in half. I think that will definitely have something for him when he comes up there. Just wait. And so the Bills will come out with a whole new offensive scheme this year. We're strong at tight end and running back. Dude, for the love of God, I really hope. For the love of God, I really, really hope that let's hope that Dorsey puts some sort of creativity there. Because what happened last year simply just wasn't ideal, right? Dunn716 is coming in saying, might keep Murray because I keep hearing a Hines trade. Yeah, most definitely, dude. I've been looking through a bunch of 53-man roster projections. I feel like we'll probably do that tomorrow for tomorrow's happy hour episode, is just looking at all of these different 53-man roster projections and seeing that. But there has been a lot of rumors that Hines is probably just going to be gone, or he could be a huge trade candidate. And then just the 4 running backs that we bring would technically be 3 running backs plus Reggie Gilliam, who's sometimes listed as a tight end and sometimes listed as a fullback. But with that kickoff rule, I mean, do we really need him anymore? Honestly, because it's clear as day. It is absolutely clear as day that Ken Dorsey does not want to use him on a consistent manner, with our pass game. So I could 1,000% see Hines being traded. I really, really do. And then just roll with Murray, roll with Cook, roll with Harris, and then Reggie Gilliam as our fullback. I could see it. Steve Rose is coming in saying the record is irrelevant in my opinion. And so if you go 17-0 but lose in the divisional round, it'll be awful. Need at least to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah, man. Most definitely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would definitely like the path to be, and so a little easier on our end. So I absolutely want to have a high enough record where we are the 2nd or 3rd seed. I would love the 1st seed, but man, as far as easy schedules are concerned, the Jags have an easy-ass schedule this year. We just looked at Cincinnati's schedule. That's stupid easy. So I think 1st seed is going to be completely out of the question, but I would still love to have home field advantage at least a couple of the games by itself, and then maybe we wouldn't be going through an absolute winter storm. Brandon Day, 2 questions for you, Dan. One, have the Bills done enough for Allen on the offensive side of the ball? 2, and so is this the best running back room that Allen has played with? Brandon, great day. Great question. Absolute great question, my friend. Yes, I do believe so. I think that the draft pickup of Osiris Torrance, I mean, honestly, when you add a guy, even if it's through college, that he has not given up a sack in over 3,000 snaps, great run blocker. Then on top of that, you go on ahead and get him a Dalton Kincaid, one of the best route runners, best hands in the entire draft to add as a potential slot weapon for him. And then really tying in right to your second question, I think that this is the best running back room that Josh Allen has had since he was a rookie. So back when LaShawn McCoy was with him, right? Yes, 110%. I think if Damian Harris can stay healthy and if James Cook does take it a step and Latavius Murray can be that goal line red zone dude, 110%. 110%. I'm completely fine with it. Since we have the pieces, this offense will look different than last year. And same with the defense. I love it. So Elliot's saying Hines is too valuable as a returner on special teams for us to be traded, in my opinion. Yeah, but that's the thing now. I mean, with that rule, right? And so with that rule, now that as long as you call a fair catch right between the 25 or right into the end zone, it's just automatically on the 25, right? So I'm not necessarily sure. And so I'm not necessarily sure how many times that special teams coach is going to want to roll the dice on trying to return it anyway. So I think the value, as far as even just a kick returner in general, is probably not even going to be like on the radar of several teams this year. But I mean, we'll see. I would absolutely love for Hines to be like utilized in our regular offense, especially as a pass catcher. He's a stud. What's up, Jason? He says, but Bills only keep 3 running backs, and then so the 2 on the offense and 1 on special teams. So who is going to go bye-bye? Great question on that. There's currently 5 technically right now. Damian Harris, James Cook, Latavius Murray, and then Damian Harris. No, excuse me. And so then Hines as well. Those 4. And then Reggie Gilliam as well. Say, for example, that you want to count 5. So Hines might be gone. And then I'm not even sure who has good special team upside out of the running backs. I really don't know. And to be honest with you, I'm like not even going to pretend like I do. Arturo is coming in saying, and so do you think Vaughn plays week 1? No, I don't. I do not at all, man. I know that he's trying to be optimistic about staying and like being at week 1. He said himself during minicamp, he was trying to say something along the lines of that he sees himself or he guarantees that he's going to be back by week 6. I'm fine with that. And so I really think that Leonard Floyd is going to be a Band-Aid on that situation. And so I really think that he will be a Band-Aid on that situation. He'll get us a lot of sort of those pressures, maybe be somewhat of what Vaughn was. Maybe Greg Rousseau comes out there and he takes a giant 3rd-year step. I'm really hoping that he does as well. And then AJ Epinesa takes another step as well. Save Vaughn, because really like all of our hard games, Cincinnati, Kansas City, and the Eagles, all of those are going to be toward the second half of the season. I'd be fine with Vaughn just going on the PUP list at the beginning of the season and then Vaughn coming back right before we hit that gauntlet, because that's what we're going to need. And just roll with just roll with our current defensive line of healthy players, and then just hope that our secondary can sort of make sure that the slack is picked up. Yes, because Nate Peterman was the preseason GOAT. He can't be the worst by default. And so Peterman was the worst. Yeah, because Nate Peterman was the preseason GOAT. Already read that. Brandon Day, if Josh Allen gets hurt on your season's over. If Josh Allen gets hurt or your season's over anyway, unless it's for game or 2. Yeah, most definitely. But, I mean, I honestly don't see Josh Allen getting hurt, man. He's an absolute dog, knock on wood. And he's been known to play through injuries, man. He's like a Big Ben, dude. And so he's like a Big Ben. He's big. He's durable. It's going to work. And so our division plays the NFC East this year, and I don't think those games are going to be easy either. Man, I think the talent differential between the AFC and the NFC is absolutely wild. I mean, yes, I would say the Eagles are probably like the team where I'm like, okay, this is a damn good team. The Giants, I'm not worried about. I'm really not worried about the Giants. I'm not worried about the Commanders either. There's just a lot of things when it comes down into the difference between talent and just stuff like that, man. Really, like, I mean, and so the Eagles will be good. I mean, and so the Cowboys will be solid too. And so yeah. And so I see us doing very well against the NFC East. I really do. Michael is coming in saying, I believe the Bills at least get 12 to 13 wins this year. I think our run game will be good with Harris and Cook. And so our number 1 back, less running by Allen, and our defense should be a top 2 defense. Michael, listen, I love the manifestation at that point. I really do. I know that, and so the media has been sleeping on our defense. I feel like that they're not putting into a factor that now we have everybody back at full strength. And there's a lot of questions surrounding about who's going to be our CB2, right? I mean, is it going to be Elam? Is it going to be Benford? Is it going to be Dane Jackson? A lot of reports are saying that it's not going to be Elam, but we'll see. I love our secondary. I love the progress that our defensive line has been putting in as well, but we'll see. And so the Vaughn playing week 1 is up in the air. And so if these coaches leave it up to Vaughn, he'll play. But if not, then they'll probably keep him out for the first 4. Please don't rush him back. Don't rush that guy back. There's virtually no point. there is virtually no point to have Von Miller come back that early. I think what we have on the defensive line is good enough, and I think that our secondary can definitely pick up the slack. In the meantime, we need that dude for the gauntlet, right? Halfway through the season and going into the playoffs, I just hope that he hasn't lost a step. Mike Green is saying Allen owns the Dolphins and he owns Ramsey. I love that. Dan, what do you think is our most difficult home game and away game this year, Gabriel? Let's take a look. Most difficult home game we have? Technically, the London game is considered a Bills home game. I'm not going to count it, but as far as a actual on-paper home game, that's going to be tough because it's not in Buffalo. Hardest away game. Ooh. I'm thinking the hardest away game is going to be between either the Bengals or the Chiefs. And the Eagles one even looks, oh my God. Dude, we have a hard road stretch, don't we, boys? We have a hard road stretch. My answer right now is I think our most difficult road game is going to be the Bengals. But I will tell you what, I'm very happy that our gauntlet is going to be in November, right? So we have the Jets, the Bengals, the Eagles, and then first or second week, or rather first week of December would be the Chiefs. I'm glad that that is in November because the Bills have historically played very well in November. So I'm glad that we can get that out of the way. But I'd say away game is probably going to be Bengals. Home game. I'd probably have to give it to the Cowboys game. Is probably going to be the most difficult. So in my opinion. And so I say the Cowboys game is probably going to be up there. And so can the Bills and Chiefs put on a good show as they have in the last few years? I think this is the greatest rivalry in football. Jamie's always showing a bunch of love when it comes into it. They normally do put on a great show, right? Last couple of matchups we played them, I mean, it's been a nail biter. So I could definitely consider it being a back and forth situation. Scott says, my wife picked out 4 pictures of Josh. I sent them to you via Twitter. Thank you so much. I will certainly include them on the next thumbnail, okay, that I use of Josh Allen. I promise you. I promise you. Let your wife know that I appreciate you helping me out with my thumbnail aesthetics. Spin0481 is saying, we play Cincinnati and Kansas City, so we have a chance at first. And we play the Jags. So we have a chance to have the tiebreaker for the first seed. Spin is, hey, man, listen, it definitely is possibility, right? It's definitely a possibility. We performed the best, I would say, like at the highest competition during the regular season. I mean, we got a dub against the Chiefs in the regular season last year. We don't know what would have happened during that regular Cincinnati game. Say, for example, that Damar Hamlin didn't get hurt and the game got canceled. I like that, right? Like, let's go ahead and just face the beasts and say that we get a first round bye, then that's great. Just let everybody else go on ahead and fight each other in wild card weekend, and then we just go into the divisional, and then hopefully we get super lucky and we play like a 5th or 6th seed or something like that made an upset the week before. I love that. Mike is coming in. He's getting sick of the media yapping about the Jets. And so they'll be 3rd in the division and a borderline wildcat team at best. Wildcard team at best. Man, my guy is hating on the New York Jets, doesn't believe in Aaron Rodgers. It's tough to say about the Jets, right? Because I don't think that Aaron Rodgers is anywhere near being done with football. Like, I mean, like when you win 2 MVPs in the past 3 years, not including last year, their defense is really good. I'm probably picking the Jets over the Dolphins to get second place, like in my opinion, because I genuinely thought that the Jets were just a QB away, and same thing. And so I thought that the Dolphins were a QB away last year too. But I don't know. And so I can't wait to see how it's going to play out with all these predictions will make the team. Linebackers, running backs, wide receivers, defensive linemen. Right? It's very interesting. I will tell you that I think wide receiver is absolutely locked. Those first 6 that you see on the depth chart, locked. 110%, right? Diggs, Davis, Shakir, Hardy, Sherfield, and Shorter. I think those 6 are absolute lockdowns because Shorter, he's very versatile and he's also willing to play special teams, which he did in college as well. So I think that that's going to be something that's going to really propel him right into that final 53-man roster is what he can put on special teams. I don't see us keeping 7 because, frankly, like after that depth chart, I'm not seeing any name where I'm like, oh my God, we need to secure that guy for this 53. So wide receivers, I could 1,000% seeing like be locked down. Defensive line is going to be intriguing because we don't know who we're going to trade, right? Or who we're going to release. There's going to be some names that we get rid of. I think offensive lineman is going to be interesting too. Linebackers, I could see AJ Klein potentially being gone and us just riding with Terrell Dotson as well. So, and then running backs, I think it's pretty much a lockdown as well, minus Hines potentially being traded if possible. One benefit by playing all the first place teams right in the divisions because it helps keep the faith of the Bills in their own hands instead of relying on other teams to lose. Fate, I believe that was. I love that. And so I recently watched the first 12 games last season. Oh, man. And so right up to the game that Vaughn got hurt, he was wreaking havoc, sacks, pressures, etc. Didn't realize it until I watched again. Dude, maybe that could be an interesting series, right? And so that could be an interesting series. We could just go through game by game by game last year with all this NFL film and see if we can pick out things that they did well, things that they did bad, and just get like a good overall understanding of the season and see how it plays. I think that might be a good series. I think that might be a good, yeah, actually, I think that might be a good one. And so I love the depth at quarterback. So do I. So do I, man. Honestly, I love the depth. Sometimes Dane Jackson gave me a heart attack. I thought he did well. I mean, guy's like a late round pick. And I think he's actually risen to the occasion several times. With Brandon Beane has a tough decision when it's time to cut down to the 53-man roster. Most definitely, like I said, I think tomorrow's Bills Mafia Happy Hour, we're going to be going through 53-man roster projections. So stay tuned, man. Make sure you smash that like button so you can help me out with that sort of YouTube algorithm. And then this is going to introduce my content right into more eyeballs for all of you depraved football fans out there. Absolutely love it. Brandon Day. And so I hope Allen takes it to the Cowboys with all that disrespect from James Jones calling Allen Dak Prescott. I'm going to be at that game, which is interesting. Definitely. Hey, Dan, how's your day going? My coworker told me she has tickets for the upcoming training camp and said she has some extra tickets that I can have. I'm so excited. Matthew, that is awesome, man. That is absolutely awesome. I am sure that you're hyped. I am even more impressed that your coworker was able to log onto that website within the 3 minutes that everybody had to secure those tickets because I heard that those things sold out immediately. That's awesome, man. Just shoot up a bunch of pictures. So just shoot a bunch of pictures and share them on Twitter so we can all see. So for all of us that want to live vicariously through you. It's not a specific record. It's steps 1, division, 2, number 1 seed / bye. I love that. That's the way to look at it. Allen's best games have been against the Dolphins. He has torched Ramsey, and the best game and a win in his career may be that Bronco game against Vic Fangio. So remember him on the sideline shaking his head. Listen, man, I love to see it. And so if we lose to the Jets, will it be our first meeting or second? If we lose, man, I would hate for us to lose at home, but I'm feeling like it would be the second matchup. I'm feeling like that it would be the second matchup at home, and we just drop the ball at home. I feel like that would be it and so the Bills, I don't think the Bills have ever lost week 1 since Josh Allen was on this team. Since Josh Allen was the solidified starter. And I'm not talking about his rookie season when Peterman started and Josh was thrown into the picture immediately. I don't think the Bills have ever lost week 1. The entire time Josh Allen has been our starting quarterback. That's from 2019 all the way up until present. 19, 20, 21. Yeah, so 4 years straight. We have won week 1 every single time. So I don't really see us losing week 1. And so although that it is in MetLife, but so the gauntlet at the end when we need to be hot, perfect. I'm happy for it myself. And dang, Dad, you gotta speed read these comments faster, my guy, or Bag Boy Dan is gonna get fired from the grocery store. We can't have that happen, man. Ian, what's going on, man? Stephon Diggs, check. How is he? He is completely fine, man. I know that he ended up, sort of working out all of his issues. At least that's what has been reported. But we're just gonna have to wait until training camp. But guys, expecting a hell of a lot of money to hit his bank account. So I think that he's fine, man. I literally think that the media just blew it out of proportion. He was mad and he wants to be a bit more involved in offensive play calling. And so I think everything's going to be fine. LILLV 1008 says, Dan, you smoking crack. And the Dolphins #1 in the division. I feel like a side effect of smoking crack would be so to like actually believe that. And look at your past record for the past 9 to 10 years, right? So I think that is more of a side effect of smoking crack is believing that. Let's hope that all the bad juju was used up last year and this year will be nothing but sunshine and unicorns. I feel like all of us want that. I'm gonna skip to the bottom for now. And Glenn says that I have to go mess with Richie's stream. I love it. I love it. Maybe this will be the year we finally get the first seed. I need that. Mike is coming in saying, I can't wait to see the Jets on Hard Knocks. Rodgers will completely lose his mind. Oh, dude. He's going to ask for a trade once Hard Knocks rolls up. No, I'm just kidding. Josh Allen is the next Elway. We need to be the 1 seed. It's a massive difference. And so the bye week is good. I feel like the Bills typically come off rusty after a week off, though, right? So I'm kind of indifferent when it comes into that first overall bye week. But, I mean, look at the Chiefs, right? They had the first week bye last year, and they were completely fine. So that's just how this works. Wyatt's coming in. What is up, Dan? What's up, bro? Steelers beat us. Oh, you're right. Fuck, you're right. Yeah. We lost to the Steelers in 2021. You're right. 3-1 ain't bad. I remember that. I was absolutely livid about that. Yeah, it was in 2021. And so I remember that. And then everybody was freaking out. They're like, oh my God, what happened to the Bills? Honestly, I would say that the 2021 season was pretty damn stressful on the Buffalo Bills too. I'm pretty sure that was the year where we ended up losing to the damn, Jaguars. And so we lost to the damn Jaguars, which was terrible. I brought my dad to that game. Yeah. We lost to the Steelers week 1 in 2021. The Titans week 6. Oh, yeah, dude. That was just fucking terrible. The Jags, the Colts. Oh, yeah, dude. We got destroyed by the Colts that year, too. The Patriots we lost. That was that win game. Then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, no. I remember that. That was rough. So then Jordan Smith says, will Osiris Torrance start by the end of the year? Definitely. 110%. And so I wouldn't even say by the end of the year. I honestly think that this guy is going to be competing for that starting guard position in training camp. Okay, we got Brandon Day saying that we're 8-2 versus the Dolphins, 3 straight AFC East titles. But yeah, the Dolphins own the division. I got your back. I love that. Listen, man. Let them live. And so the Bills will win 10 games straight, and everyone back in the Bills. Everyone will be back in the Bills bandwagon. I love that. Garrett, what's going on, brother? Hope all is well. And so I am so hopeful for our corners and safeties this year. Hyde being back after such a rare injury. Do you think he picks up where he left off? I certainly hope so, man. I mean, it's definitely hard to go off exclusively what these players say because these players are always going to say that they feel fine. They feel better than ever at the age of 32. They feel better than ever. But I think it's going to be like definitely telling based off of what we see in training camp, how he's moving, and then also like week 1, week 2, because you know that our starters really aren't going to get a lot of snaps in the preseason. It's how it is. So Mike's coming in saying that Torrance starts day 1. Really not a lot of competition. I know that him and Bates share the same thing, but Bates is versatile. He can play anywhere on that line. And so he's also a backup center, which he's actually pretty good at. That's the game where the other Josh Allen hammered us. I remember that. Garrett's coming in saying, "And sup, boys, happy to be here." Yeah, so with Jordan Smith, he says that if Torrance starts week 1, then Ryan Bates comes off of the bench and McGovern is on the other side. Yep. And so it's going to be Govern, Torrance, and then Bates will probably be rotational, and then he becomes our backup center. Like, Bates can play anywhere on that line. He's very versatile. He's very, very versatile. So I think that will be okay there. Steve Rose is saying that Allen's best games have been against the Dolphins. He has torched Ramsey. And the best game in a win in his career may be that Broncos game against Vic Fangio. Remember that. I love it. Absolutely love it, man. Ladies and gents, that was a longer stream than I thought it would be. But you know what? It was a heated conversation. We had to figure out what the best record I think we need so that we can secure the division, because that is step number 1, right, in getting that number 1 seed. In my opinion, 13-4. That's what has to happen. And we need to beat out those gauntlet guys in the regular season. We absolutely need to. And so we have to beat them, have to get that 1 seed. And then let's just go about it. 13-4 is how I think we get there. Just beat those guys, establish those tiebreakers, and that's where I think the Buffalo Bills need to be. Bills Mafia, thank you for tuning in to yet another edition of Bills Mafia Happy Hour. Brought to you by the best pizza in Buffalo, Bocce Club Pizza. Best thing about Bocce Club is that they are delivering all across the United States. Go to their website and use code DAN for 10% off, okay? Maybe you want to send this pizza to a loved one that doesn't live in Buffalo anymore but wants to taste the home. Or you're not in Buffalo anymore and you want to taste the home. If you're in Buffalo, just go there and say, "Yo, Dan Mitchell sent me." And tell them code Dan. Maybe they'll give you 10% off too. I don't even know. But you know what? Best pizza in Buffalo, proud sponsor. Go on ahead, knock that out. And then I will see you guys tonight for the AFC's roundtable. Super excited for that. Later, y'all.